The Leukemia Foundation acknowledges the traditional custodians of the countries throughout Australia and recognises their continuing connection to the land, the waterways, the sea and the community. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging of the land on which we have the great privilege to gather for this ceremony. We extend our respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people present for this evening's Light the Night.
Good evening and welcome to Light the Night. I'm Osher Ginsberg and I am truly honoured to be with you this evening as your host for the official lantern lighting ceremony. Right now, thousands of Australians are joining us from their living rooms, backyards and hospital beds to light the darkness that surrounds blood cancer. Last year, I was grateful to host the first ever virtual Light the Night from my living room, but this night has now been marked by the blood cancer community for 14 years. The very thing that brings us together every year is hope. Hope is powerful. When blood cancer touches your life, it feels like the beginning of a long, dark night. Hope helps us to see that there is light even when it is darkest. And so tonight, we light our lanterns to illustrate the strength and spirit of a community that knows this darkness. Each lantern represents the way blood cancer impacts a life. Gold is to remember a loved one lost too soon to this disease. White is for those who themselves have experienced a blood cancer diagnosis. And blue symbolises care and support for a loved one diagnosed. Each lantern carries a deeply personal story. These experiences bind us to one another in shared hope for a future free of this disease. The Leukemia Foundation's story starts with a blood cancer called leukemia. Fast forward to tonight, and their mission is now about stopping any type of blood cancer, not leukemia alone. Everyone watching is part of a movement that began in 1975 when a small band of Aussie friends realised more could be done to save lives from leukemia. Back then, survival rates for leukemia were terribly low, a scary, painful and lonely journey for too many. What followed has been a story of compassion, community and digging in. A story of sausage sizzles, raising lanterns and knowing more can be done together. The Leukemia Foundation's first victory was funding a special piece of medical equipment for a local hospital. And when the spark ignited, more people with leukemia began to benefit from the charity's support and research. We now know there are more than 100 different types of blood cancer and related blood disorders, including lymphoma and myeloma. And so the Leukemia Foundation story goes on and they continue to stand proudly alongside you, fighting for the day when no one loses their life to any type of blood cancer. Today, the organisation provides nationwide specialist support, funds leading-edge research and campaigns to make change for people with any type of blood cancer. I'd like to now introduce Chris, the Leukemia Foundation CEO, to share with us the difference we are all making together.
Thanks, Osher, and thanks to all of you who have joined us for Light the Night this year. I feel so honoured to share this experience with you all and to reflect on what your shared courage and determination can achieve, because our fight for those with blood cancer continues across many fronts. The unacceptable reality is 50 Australians are diagnosed each and every day. That means an extra 18,000 white and sadly gold lanterns being lit by this community each year, and so we must fight. I know so many of you are raising money for Light the Night to make a difference to the lives of those with blood cancer. With you by our side, last year we were able to provide life-enhancing one-to-one support to more than 5,500 families living with blood cancer. We were also able to invest nearly $2 million into 37 exciting research projects, which are right now accelerating new tests and treatments that will help more people with blood cancer live, and importantly, live well. And with your support and that of the entire blood cancer community, we've been working tirelessly to end the postcode lottery that needlessly impacts someone's chances of surviving blood cancer. If we can just simply level the playing field and get everyone access to the best treatment and care for them, we can turn many hundreds of gold lanterns white each year. However, there remains much that must be done. And you have my commitment and that of everyone at the Leukemia Foundation that we will fight our hardest to ensure we meet the needs of everybody with blood cancer. And that's what we at the Leukaemia Foundation were established to do, and our commitment remains as strong now as it was in the 70s when our local communities answered the call and gathered to raise funds and save lives. On behalf of everyone at the Leukaemia Foundation, thank you again for your generosity, and most of all, your passion and commitment to our shared goal of 0 lives lost to blood cancer by 2035. And please know, if you or someone you care about has been affected by blood cancer, our team is right here to provide the support that you need. I'll hand you back to Washa now. Have a great night, everyone.
Nights like tonight reassure us that we are never alone. A community of support surrounds us all, and there is strength to be found in the spirit of togetherness. I know that some of you are joining us from hospital this evening. One of the unexpected things that COVID-19 pandemic has gifted us is a newfound ability to connect, no matter where we are. Last year, we received many heartwarming messages from people who had not been able to participate in Light the Night until we took the event online. In years to come, Light the Night will continue to be accessible for everyone, especially those who need to feel the support of our community as they endure treatment. Tonight, as you gather with your loved ones in your homes or connect with each other from afar, I'd encourage you to share every special moment in the spirit of the night. When you visit the Light the Night website, you'll find a map of Australia, lit up with photo tributes and brave stories of everyone joining us tonight. To add your light to the map, post to Facebook or Instagram using the hashtag of LightTheNightAU, along with hashtags of your suburb name and lantern colour. Last year, $1 million was raised through Light the Night, at a time when the Leukaemia Foundation was experiencing devastating shortfalls in donations. Those funds were put to work, helping to provide precious relief and support for families struggling to cope with the realities of blood cancer through frontline services like patient accommodation, transport to and from treatment, counselling and financial assistance. Donations to Light the Night also fund breakthrough medical research that turns discovery into difference. The Leukaemia Foundation's research program focuses on finding better, safer treatments and discovering new tests that will detect blood cancer more quickly and accurately. It also helps more people access potentially life-saving clinical trials and accelerates new treatments tailor-made to treat each person's blood cancer. Recent discoveries show us the incredible life-saving solutions that can be uncovered through these programs. It's not just research, it's also hope. If you are lighting a lantern tonight, it means that you have helped the Leukaemia Foundation provide the special care so many families will need to make it through. You've ensured that brilliant research scientists can continue to learn more about what causes blood cancer, how to diagnose it faster, and how to treat it better. Make no mistake, your support will save lives. And so, I'd like to take a moment to recognise some very special people gathered with us tonight who have gone above and beyond to raise vital funds for the Leukaemia Foundation. These are the names of our extraordinary fundraisers for Light the Night in 2021. On behalf of the Leukaemia Foundation, I'd like to offer my deepest thanks to you for a truly remarkable effort. I know that many of you will have experienced firsthand the care and support provided by the Leukaemia Foundation through your own diagnosis. This support simply would not be possible without the goodness of those who fundraise and the generosity of those who donate. So thank you. We're all here tonight because blood cancer has touched our lives in some way. Those who hold a white lantern may have recently started their treatment. Others may have entered remission. And some may be living with blood cancer every single day. Those holding a blue lantern are here in support of someone bravely facing blood cancer right now. And some of us are holding gold lanterns because blood cancer has taken the life of someone we love. Blood cancer took my mum's life, and it is in her memory that I will light a gold lantern this evening. Every year, ambassadors for each lantern are chosen to represent the ways in which blood cancer can impact a life. Tonight, our lantern ambassadors share their experiences in the hope that their stories will inspire you to share yours too. The more we share, the more light we shine on blood cancer.
My name's Susanna and I am the Gold Lantern Ambassador for Light the Night 2021. Matt and I met back in 2010, and we had been invited to attend a charity race day. We'd both had cancer as teenagers. We were in recovery at that point, and we just got to know each other and, became friends, and then more than friends. So when he was 19, he was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia the first time. That was before I knew him. And then 2 days after the 10th anniversary of that date, he told me that he had been feeling the same way that he felt the first time. We agreed, get a blood test just in case. He got a call from the Royal Adelaide Hospital saying, we need you to come in. He had leukemia again. You think that you would get used to having your world turned on its head like that, but you still get that voice in your head that's sort of like, they've made a mistake. It was this urgency of being ill. You realise that you want to make this commitment. We checked with his doctor. We said, can we get married in 2 weeks? And he said, yeah, sure. 30 guests in my dad's backyard, so it was really lovely. He had chemotherapy and he was in hospital for long stretches of time, and he'd been home for a little while, and he just started talking gibberish. He didn't want to go back to hospital, but he wasn't making any sense, so I called the ambulance and they took us in, and we found out that his leukemia had spread to his central nervous system or his brain, and there was just nothing that they could do at that point. And so he came home for the last 3 weeks of his life. So Matt was always really close with the Leukemia Foundation since his first bout of leukemia. He really loved Leukemia Foundation, had made friends and just kept up those connections and would chip in whenever he could to help them. So his dream was to work at the Leukemia Foundation, and he did get to do that. He worked there for about 2 years, and he was really special in that way. I think for me, once I had cancer, I really wanted to leave it behind. That was my way of coping with it, was just to move forward. Whereas for him, he felt that the way that he could move forward was to pay it forward. And I think he just really loved giving back and helping to organise these events for the Leukemia Foundation that meant so much to him as a patient. It just really added to his life. It made him feel like he'd done something really valuable. Raising the gold lantern, it's bittersweet because I just miss him so much. I miss Matt so much, and it's a tribute to him, but it's also an event that meant so much to him. So it feels good to raise that lantern and say, you know, I remember you and this is for you.
Jingari, hello. My name's Gary, and tonight I'm your White Lantern Ambassador for Light the Night. My life before my blood cancer diagnosis was, I was a professional fisherman, and I had an Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander crew. We travelled the east coast of Australia. Life was great. The first warning sign I got that there was something wrong with me was the work that I used to be able to do now became very difficult to do. When I came home from a fishing trip and I went and had blood tests done, a few hours later I got a phone call from that doctor saying you need to go down to the hospital, and pretty much told me that I had acute myeloid leukemia. It was well advanced and my chances weren't great. My treatment began same night as I was diagnosed. It happened really quickly. I was transported straight to Southport Hospital. From then on it just rolled on. You're going through so much trauma that when I was told that I was in remission, it was such a joyful time to be told that news. You don't have to be in hospital anymore, but you can stay at the Leukemic Foundation. At Hurston I stayed, and it was such a wonderful place to stay. I mean, the Leukemic Foundation had such empathy for my journey that I've just been through, because I was going through trauma pretty much, and my family. And they took myself, my wife and my 2 little children in. There wasn't enough they could do for me. So when I had the transplant and everything worked out really well, I had to retrain myself. That's all I'd ever done, was be a fisherman. I couldn't go back to fishing. I was told you can't go back to fishing. I happened to run into an old friend who told me about some musicians that were playing out in the country in a hall every Thursday night, and I went out there. I met them, started playing music, and music, it played a big part in my survival, my changing my life. The Light the Night event is so important. It gives people a voice, a chance to stand up and say, hey, I'm a survivor, I made it. It also gives the public a chance to be aware of what the Leukemic Foundation do, the great work that they do. My message to anyone battling any type of blood cancer would be, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But if you're going to find that light, you've got to stay positive. Just push that negative energy to the side and stay positive, and you will make it.
Hi, my name is Samantha and I'm the Blue Lantern Ambassador for Light the Night. My most profound memory is sitting in the cancer centre, and I just found out through a phone call that Noah had a mass in his lung. It's quite complicated to diagnose a lymphoma like Noah's because it is quite rare. Treatment began as soon as we knew something was up. The tumour in his neck was starting to suffocate him, and it was pressing on the arteries in his heart. It had taken up his whole chest. For Noah, he was 7 when he was diagnosed, and it was really tricky. There's no easy way around treatments and stuff with little kids. I think with teenagers it's different because you can say, hey, this is a chemo, we have to do it because it'll kill the cancer and therefore save your life. Noah didn't care. But the great thing about someone being Noah's age is that he had no fear. He didn't have a fear of dying because he didn't understand what dying was, so he just got on with it. And the minute that bad treatment was done, he was back to playing Minecraft. When he started to feel a little bit better and we were able to sort of talk about it a bit more, and this mainly happened post-chemo, so now that he's almost 9, we have spoken about it, and he said, he was holding my hand and he's like, Mum, I almost died, didn't I? And I was like, yeah, you did. And he's like, I'm so amazing. I'm like, yeah, you're really cool. And so he's proud about that now. It's not so negative anymore. Events like Light the Night are really important for cancer families. It gives us an opportunity to celebrate, to find solidarity, to honour those that might not be here anymore. I found that really emotional last year. And just for kids like Noah to see how special they are. You know, for him, it's a celebration of him. He feels important. We did it last year. He held his lantern up, and it was just a really nice way to celebrate really awesome people.
Thank you to everyone that has shared their story as a part of Light the Night. Tonight, we will light the way for the 50 Australians who today were told that they have blood cancer, and for the 50 people who will learn of their diagnosis tomorrow and every day until there is a cure. Tonight, we light the night for all whose lives have been darkened by blood cancer. The time has come to dim your lights and make sure your lantern is close by as we begin the lantern lighting ceremony. Those holding a gold lantern, please light your lantern and raise it high. Your gold lantern represents a special person who is no longer here, but who you hold forever in your heart. Your lantern shines with the memories and the love that you shared with one another. If you've lost someone to this disease, you've experienced the very darkest moments that blood cancer can bring. Your lantern shines with hope for the day when no lives are lost to this disease. Please keep your gold lantern held high as we hold a moment of silence in your loved one's memory. May they live forever in our hearts. Please keep your gold lantern shining brightly. Those with a white lantern, please light your lantern and hold it high. Your white lantern is a symbol of your own personal blood cancer experience. Its significance is completely unique to you and those who stand with you tonight. In honour of everything you have had to face, the fear that follows a diagnosis, the weeks, months, and sometimes years that are sacrificed to treatment. the strength and courage you've had to summit at every step. Your white lantern is a symbol of hope. Hope for a better future for anyone who may have to follow in your footsteps. Your experience is unimaginable to anyone who has never faced their own blood cancer journey. But please know that thousands of Australians stand with you tonight. You are so brave, and we are here for you today and always. Tonight, we honour you. You are never alone. Please keep your white lantern shining brightly. And now, those holding a blue lantern, please light your lantern and hold it high. Your blue lantern symbolises the incredible support that surrounds us all. You are the brothers, sisters, mums and dads. You are the partners, friends, colleagues, carers and medical team who have helped along the way. You are the hand squeezers, the shoulders to cry on, and someone to turn to through every scary, uncertain moment. Your blue lantern is a symbol to every white lantern that you're by their side, providing strength and hope. Blue is the colour of the Leukemia Foundation, and it represents an unwavering commitment to conquering every blood cancer. It's so important that you are here, for without you, we cannot light the night. Thank you. And now, gold, white and blue, please raise your lanterns high, and if they're near, hold your loved ones close. Together, we light the night.
Lately I found when I start to think aloud,
Thank you so much to Birds of Tokyo, who once again dedicated their song Lanterns to us tonight. And thank you to the Sydney Philharmonia Choir for their beautiful arrangement and performance. The meaning of this night and the spirit of hope in which we gather truly touches the hearts of so many. To those who lent their voice and their talents to gift us this beautiful moment, thank you. Sadly, we know that every year nearly 6,000 Australians lose their lives to blood cancer. And we also know of those nearly 1,400 will unfairly lose their life simply because they won't get access to the treatment that's best for them. Many of you who have joined us this evening, patients, carers, friends and family, know all too well that getting the best blood cancer treatment still often depends on where you live and how much money you have. Many of you may know the pain of being misdiagnosed or not diagnosed quickly enough. Many of you may have not been offered or been able to afford the treatment that was best for you or for your type of blood cancer. Many of you may have been left to navigate the terrible complexities of cancer without a life-saving care plan. And yet others may not have faced any of these challenges at all. How is it fair that the numbers in your postcode or your bank account could determine whether you get the best treatment? Tonight, we're asking for your help to level the playing field, to set the standard for blood cancer treatment in Australia. 1,375 lives can be saved every single year just by consistently doing the things that we know work across Australia. By joining us tonight, you're already making a difference. You are part of the movement that will make this vision of equity a reality. And now it is time to make our collective voice heard. So on behalf of all Australians living with blood cancer, the Leukaemia Foundation has begun an online tally to show just how much support there is for change. Change and reform that will set a new standard for blood cancer care in this country. I've added my name to the tally, and I'd ask you to please consider adding your name too at setthestandard.org.au. It only takes a few clicks to get involved and save lives. You can share the link with your loved ones too and ask them to join the movement. Together, let's set the standard for blood cancer treatment and save lives. There is so much work to be done in our pursuit of 0 lives lost to blood cancer by 2035. And with your support, there is hope. I would like to thank you all for gathering with us tonight in your homes, from the hospital, and with your loved ones. I would like to acknowledge each of our long-term partners who continue to invest in the work of the Leukaemia Foundation and stand beside all who have been impacted by blood cancer. Heartfelt thanks to our principal partner, Bridgestone Australia, who have been supporting the blood cancer community for over 35 years. Thank you also to our logistics partner, Simon National Carriers, our creative partner, Kojo, who helped bring this virtual ceremony to life, our key partners, Bryden's Lawyers and Novartis, and the Sydney Philharmonia Choir, who performed with us this evening. Thank you for being with us tonight and for your unwavering support of the Leukaemia Foundation. That brings the official lantern lighting ceremony to a close. Please continue to share your special moments from the evening by using the hashtag LightTheNightAU. Please also continue to share your fundraising page. Your donations ensure the Leukaemia Foundation can reach every person who will need their support and help save lives through research. Thank you so much for shining a light on blood cancer. When we stand together, we are never alone. Until next year, thank you and good night.